Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today's video I'm going to be going through large language models. So those of you who aren't familiar with them, large language models, or LLMs as they're referred to, include things like Chat GPT that most of you may have heard of, but having started my agency recently, you'd be very surprised who hasn't even heard of Chat GPT. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing this video. I'm going to be going through the different LLMs that I'd suggest to use, what their best use cases are, why you need to learn them, and what I think is going to be important moving forwards. So if you're an advanced AI guru, then this might not be the video for you, but if you're looking to get a basic understanding of what they offer, how you can use them in your everyday lives or your business, then stay tuned, we'll get to it now. Let's dive in. So first of all, what are LLMs? So large language models like Chat GPT. Think of it as a large database, and you've effectively got a chat bot who you can interact with, can just give it written English requests and commands, and it will come back to you, access that database, use its processing power, then give you the output that you've requested. So let's have a look at some of them now. They can answer simple questions. You get some, they can write you full essays, they can check things for you, they can recite legal documents, they can input data. Honestly, they're so useful. So that's why, well, one of the reasons I said I'm doing this video, because if you haven't been using them, there will be some element of your life that you can make more productive and make easier by using these. So let's have a look at some of the specific ones and what's best for them. So if we have a look first at Chat GPT. So this is run by OpenAI. You can find it at openai.com/ChatGPT. So it has all the information here about the different uses it has and the different features it has. So pricing. So as you can see, you get a free plan, you get the plus plan and the pro plan. So the free plan, you can go from $0 per month. You get access to GPT-4o Mini, which if you go back 6 months ago, that was one of their better models, one of their best models. So that's not too bad at all. You have different access. I'll show you what the access actually looks like. On mine here, I was playing around with some different. So yeah, if you can see here, we've got, so that's one of the premium versions. You've also got, like I said, I'll show you some of the requests. So if we take a simple command, so it's a simple question. Let's see, how to learn to tie shoelaces. Laces, right. So I know it can seem very trivial, like a simple question, but it just gives you an understanding of what sort of things it can be used for and the sort of outputs you're going to get. So just a basic question, it's giving you 3 methods broken down step by step how to do it. And that's one of the good things that ChatGPT is good for, not just basic questions, but feeding it in, requesting information and getting that information you need out. It does have DALL-E, which is, I'll show you on the left-hand side. This is actually image generation. So this is quite cool to play around with. So if we say photo realistic image of a cat flying a plane. So yeah, I know it's again a bit of a trivial sort of gimmicky thing to show you, but if you take these concepts as simple as they are and you tailor them to something you can do for your business, image generation of that quality, just being able to type in a few words in English and it's be able to give you an output in 10 seconds that is, yeah, obviously very high quality, is very useful. If we have a look now at Claude, so Claude is probably better suited for creative writing tasks. So it can be found at claude.ai. If you have a look here, it's got a free plan. So again, sign up, have a play around with it. For some of the better models, the faster models, again, it's around $18 a month on this. So yeah, I'll go and have a look at that. With Claude, this is what it looks like when you're actually inside it. So earlier I was having a play around asking what a chocolate chip recipe would be. So if we go to start a new chat, we can say, write me a social media post about cookies. So again, just after a quick text input, it's given you just, let's say, a fairly decent attempt, but certainly something that can help people if you're scratching your brains thinking, oh, what should I write about? Having something like this, basically like a writing assistant at your fingertips, is massively useful. It's even giving you the hashtags there. And again, this is off a real basic text input. One of my next videos is going to be about the prompts, effectively what I'm typing in here. That's what you call a prompt. So prompt engineering is going to be my next video, where it's going to go take a deeper dive into how you should structure them, what information you should include. Moving on to Perplexity. So Perplexity can be found at perplexity.ai. This is slightly different. So, well, it works in a similar way. So this will be more statistics based. So if you were to go into, I'll show you what it looks like where we're using it. So yeah, again, I was playing around with what would a good cookie recipe be? And this will actually go and find articles on the internet. So it won't just use its own knowledge. It will go out and find up-to-date information about it. As you can see on the right, it's already got some images selected. It again gives you a breakdown of, again, I know it's a very basic request, but if you can see, to have this information at the click of a finger, it can give you exactly the information you need, images that are related, and all the references to back that information up. Again, you can see how powerful that could be, not just in your personal life, but to use in a business. So there would be the three main ones that I would look at. Again, you have Gemini, Google Gemini. You may have actually noticed this a lot of the times when you do a search on Google, you'll get the first part will actually be the AI response. So whereas you normally just get the web pages, now you get the Google Gemini response with the web pages underneath. So even if you haven't known it, you may have probably been using these large language models already. So that's probably Google. You can download and access the full version of that. It's not something that I use. I stick to mainly Chat GPT, Claude, and Perplexity. There is also another one called DeepSeek, which is a reasoning model. The reason that this gained a bit of controversy because it's based in China. Chinese company made it. So people were worried about the data security issues that comes with that. Also, it's really cheap. So it's 27 times cheaper than some of these other large language models, where the price that I've shown you today in terms of actually the subscription, that's one thing. But when you start tying these into business processes and automations, they have like a cost token per action, basically. DeepSeek is a reasoning model. So it was one of the fastest reasoning models. It's one of the cheapest. Again, for someone who's just getting started, I'd say that's maybe for something for later on if you're going to look at to use it in your businesses. I would just stick with some more of the beginner friendly ones for now. So why are they so important? So with this channel, everything's going to be geared towards AI automation, and every automation that you'll have in place will have one of these large language models powering it from the back end. So what you'll see is we might have automations automating processes or social media or lead generation, all these sorts of things that we know we can do. But at the back of it, it will be one of these models like Chat GPT, Claude, Perplexity, who are doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes. So that's why I think it's really important for if you want to go away and implement this in AI automation, that you're going to need to get an understanding of these, because they will be integrated at all the automations you're doing. But also just if you're looking to use them in your personal life. So even before I went into this, I would still ask ChatGPT questions all the time. I used to use it for hints and tips in my old job. So if you're not using this, I would still say it's definitely worthwhile just to get up to speed, because in 2025, things are going to go a lot quicker. I think, say if you go back a year, the latest ChatGPT model didn't even have access to the current information. It was still operating for information from 2021. And then fast forward a year or 18 months and everything's lightning fast, has access to everything. So over the next year, we're only going to see that more. So now is certainly a good time. If you can get up to speed with it now, you're going to be ready for all these cool new advancements that are coming on in the next year or so. And then finally, what do you need to know? So one of the main elements to all of this that I mentioned earlier is prompt engineering. So it might sound confusing, but it's basically just what you're typing into the large language model. And that can be a one sentence, or it can be a report, basically, where you're stipulating exactly what you want. You're going into granular detail about every single little thing, what to include, what not to include, all these sorts of things, and that really dictates what sort of output you're going to get. So in my next video, that's what I'm going to go into, sort of an introduction to prompt engineering. Once you're able to navigate your way around, which hopefully you can off the back of this video, then we can go on starting to get better results by engineering these prompts, and so we can put better inputs in and get better inputs out. So I hope you've gained some value from this video, and yeah, I'll see you at the next one.